Strike, they have entered the African continent. So I'm not sure if you saw this announcement. And Jack Mullers says that it's going to be Strike Africa is now live. That's what we call it, Strike Africa. I'm not sure if you saw the blog that that he wrote about it, but he started it off with yo. In the fucking blog, it said yo. That's the very first thing.
We're not a fan of that on this program.
I know you're not. For me, I'm like, well, whatever. I just wanted to bring that up. It's pretty fucking funny, anyways. And these services, they're going to be initially rolled out to Ivory Coast, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, and a few other countries, and they're going to be expanding upon that as well. And so he's saying that this is going to open the doors to onboarding people in those countries into Bitcoin using both on-chain and Lightning. Plus, they're going to be offering services including USDT. I know that stablecoins are very popular in some countries, and this is going to be another offering of stablecoins that they could use. So it could be not only just onboarding, but also peer-to-peer. You could do that with Strike, and so that's one way to exchange your money. And this is the first full expansion by Strike outside of the United States. They haven't come to Canada. They're going to Africa first. Whatever. I have nothing bad about to say about this. I think it's good. More opportunity, more options, and more people to start using Bitcoin, or at the very least a stable coin where they don't get access to actual US dollars. And I know Nigeria, they're having some difficulties over there with trying to access Coinbase Binance. I don't think they have Coinbase there, but Binance, I know the government is shutting off people's ability to get on there. This might be a way around that. I don't know, but giving people options, cheap options to use and get into Bitcoin, I like it. This is a good thing.
Yeah, same. I don't really have much else to say about that. I mean, it's good to see those guys expanding. I think Maller's, not to beat a dead horse here, but he's under-delivered, I think, on a lot of the promises he's made. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Not for lack of trying, maybe. I'm not sure, but he did start up a podcast instead of continuing to work on some of the stuff he promised, I think 3 years ago now at Bitcoin Miami, maybe longer. So I wish him all the best. Interesting note there about Canada, right? Like Canada is this weird country that's really done a poor job in terms of like bringing in opportunities for its citizens thanks to the banking cartel. Like we don't have Strike here. It's funny, little business on air. Len and I, when the podcast started, before we had the great sponsors we have now, we were looking for ways to monetize. One of the ways to do it is through Anchor. And Anchor still to this day is like knocking our door down to try and put preloaded ads into the shows. And if the ads were decent for decent companies, like I would consider doing it, of course. But you know what the problem is? You can't get paid by Anchor if you're a Canadian because you need a Stripe account. And if you don't have a Stripe account, then you can't get any money. So you're just kind of SOL. Like I don't know what the solution for that is, but it's weird to see like countries in Africa getting opportunities vis-a-vis these new age banking apps, these like fintech applications that we just don't have here. I'm still sending e-transfers to people instead of using Venmo, et cetera, et cetera. And it doesn't seem to be, in the cards that it's going to change anytime soon. Weird, really weird.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It could be resistance from the banking system over here, which has deep roots, and they don't want to give up whatever advantage they have gained so far. So that could be it. But at the very least, we have other options here, like e-transfer for sending fiat. But you know what? You can still send it with Lightning.
Yeah, it's Bitcoin or bust, right? Like that's kind of where we are now.
Yeah.
Pushing people to Bitcoin, right? Every day. Someone in the chat said earlier that the CRA's like tax rules are forcing people to hodl Bitcoin and driving the price up too. It's a great point. We don't talk about that enough.
Yeah, see, I'm an example of that. I'm likely not to spend on a big purchase my Bitcoin because of all the requirements for me to report it. And I'd just rather hold on to it to either wait until the rules change, or if I happen to pick up and leave and go somewhere else, and then I can take advantage of the opportunity that jurisdiction has to provide me. So